Aloha, everybody, and thank you for coming to my live stream today. My name is Paul Fletcher. Very, very happy to be with you today. Let me open this up. All right. And I forgot, of course, my water, so we'll see how long I can survive without that. So, welcome to my live stream today. And I am going to invite all of you to join me as we invite in the beloved beings of love and light, because that helps set the energy field. This is a wisdom teaching and self-healing and opportunity to get some soul reading. And the highest and best way to accomplish success is to ask all the beloved beings of love and light to join us. So let us do that to start with. So we invite all the beloved beings of love and light, our beloved divine source creator. I invite my own Sherfus, heavens, teams, guides, angels, and saints. I invite you to invite your heavens, teams, guides, angels, and saints. I invite my own soul, and I ask the soul of our beloved Creator, Mother Earth, the Sun, the Moon, and all of the beloved beings of light, angels, healing angels, archangels, lamas, sifus, gurus, saints, Buddhas, and bodhisattvas. I ask them to be present at the same time. I look forward to working with them in bringing healing to you. I may do a healing demonstration today. We'll see who shows up and what happens during this live stream. Because it's always in flow, I probably do one or more soul readings today, which will help discern what is the root cause of your suffering. There are so many people in humanity today that have truly extraordinary suffering. I mean, they're just suffering a lot. I was on the phone earlier today with a young lady in the UK, and she was going through a great deal of blockages in her heart center, and it was manifesting in her life in the form of just heavy depression, and it was also showing up in the form of just a disconnection from everything. So it was actually quite surprising, actually, that somebody could last that long with such a disconnect. So welcome, Candy, and welcome everybody else that's joined. I'd love to see you say hello. I can acknowledge you. And so today what we're going to be doing is I'll be checking in with guidance as to what to talk about today. I'll do a little bit of communication. I'm going to check in with those that join us today and probably do a few soul readings as to what might be happening in the various suffering in your world. And I will offer guidance as to how you can deal with that on a self-healing basis, what you can do to transform it. And then I may do a little bit of Tao healing, and then we'll go from there, see how that goes. Welcome, Judy Parker. Aloha, coming in from Australia. Getting people all over the world that's joining. I'm so happy about that. And do please share by clicking on the share button so that other people know about my live stream. I am here every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, which is, let's see, 2, so that's 2 p.m. Hawaii time, and I want to say that's about noon in Australia. You guys can let me know if it's noontime over there. And so I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, and I have been doing many live streams for a long time. For those that are new, my name is Paul Fletcher. I'm a certified Tao communicator. I'm a certified master teacher, master healer. I've been certified by the International Association of Tao and the Tao Institute. And so I've been doing this about 12 years. So I've got a little bit of experience under my belt. And what we're going to be doing today is sharing with you some of that experience. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And then as Facebook goes out and gathers a few more people, because I only gave 5 minutes notice, so it's not like people are scrambling here just 5 minutes ago I put this out there. Didn't have enough time to really do a lot of promotion today. So let me check first on what we're going to be talking about. So today I'm going to talk about what's called the 7 soul houses and their relevance to our health and wellness. Now, you might know them as the 7 chakras, and these chakras can be described in many different ways in many different cultures. So I've always been surprised how many people actually have no idea what a chakra is. But I'm teaching a course right now, and it's an intermediate level course called Everything You Never Knew About Chakras. And you do have to take the prerequisite before you can take that course. But the message I'm receiving is to talk about that, so I will. So in the wisdom of my teacher, Master Sha, he calls them soul houses versus chakras. And he calls them that because heaven, God, told him this is what they should be called. And he said, well, why? And he was told, because the soul is in the process of enlightenment. And that enlightenment happens as the soul moves through the soul houses until it reaches full enlightenment. And so this was new information. So Master Sha asked, heaven, he said, well, what does that mean? The soul moves through the soul houses. And heaven explained to them that every thought, every word, every action is recorded in heaven. And this recordation is like a bank where you have credits and you have debits. Some people call it positive and negative karma, or whatever you want to call it. Heaven explained to them as virtue, credits, and debits, which are mistakes. And that when a person is doing many, many wonderful and positive and valuable things, their soul standing, which is another word for soul energy, their soul light becomes greater and larger. And as their soul standing increases, the soul rises up through the 7 soul houses, which is within this channel that runs through the center of the body. So this channel has gone by many names, and it actually is not just straight up and down. It actually goes in a loop around the body. And in this wisdom, the Tao wisdom, it's known as the Qi and the Jing channel. I go into great depth in that in class number 8 in this Open Spiritual Channels class for the 7 soul houses. But the short version of it is that as we increase our soul standing by doing good service, offering good thoughts, good words, good actions towards people, and doing less and less of those unpleasant thought, words, and actions, then our soul starts to grow, starts to become fuller, happier, healthier. I remember early on in this trek, many, over a decade ago, one of Master Sha's top teachers, his name was Francisco, has a very wide open third eye. And Master Sha would ask him, what's the size of the person's soul right now, and where is it sitting at? And he would say, well, Master Sha, it's about this big, and it's kind of skinny and a little on the gray side, not a very happy, it's not a golden light, happy soul. And I said, where is it sitting at? And he said, well, it's below the belly button, about 3 or 4 inches. And why is this relevant? What does this have to do with chakras? Because within this channel, the soul is always in the process of opening up and rising to higher and higher levels. And when we understand that we can have a direct impact on our soul by what we do here on earth, we can make a major shift in people's lives. And we can definitely make a major shift in our own life. And so Master Sha offered at that time, this was 12 years ago, and I'm very blessed to be one of the certified master teachers that can do the same thing now. But at that time, certainly I was a neophyte and knew nothing, and I didn't know what I was witnessing. I didn't understand the value of what I was witnessing. And so at that time, Master Sha transmitted to this individual a light bulb to their message center. And he said, okay, now after he transmitted this light bulb, he said, now please tell me, what do you see in this person's soul? What's happening with their soul? And they said, well, their soul instantly expanded. And the gray mass of this soul is now a lot more golden. And so why did that occur? Why did the person's soul instantly become fatter, basically, and healthier and happier? Because what was delivered to that soul was virtue. That's what was delivered to that soul. So then we go back 5 minutes ago when I said, what is soul standing? What is soul energy? It is the accumulation of the virtue, which is what? Which is our credits in our bank account in heaven, versus the debts, which is our mistakes. And so virtue was delivered to that individual's bank account in heaven. That's in essence what happened when Master Sha delivered this light ball. And when that happened, the person's soul became more full because debt was paid off. Therefore, there was less negative information, less negative energy impacting that soul. And so the soul got fatter and could rise a little bit. So it was really interesting. Aloha, Sunlit. Welcome, Santa Maria. Welcome, Robert Lewis. Great to see you here. Aloha, Judy. I'll come back to your comment here in a minute. I'd be happy to do a reading for you. Welcome, Carter. Welcome, Anne Marie. Welcome, Kristen and Shirley Martin. Welcome, Dan. Aloha, Rosetta. Great to see you all here, and thank you for clicking the share button. So happy that you guys are here. So, in relationship to the 7 soul houses, each one of the soul houses are individual in their function and their service. And of course, in the full 8-week course, I go into far greater detail. So I'm just going to do a little touch up on this, since this is what I was guided to share on today. So each of the soul houses, what's important to understand is that we are a soul first before we are a physical body. So our soul is the carrier of what? Well, remember I was talking about heaven keeps a record of everything, credit, every debit, every positive thought, word, action, every negative thought, word, action. That's your bank account in heaven. Some refer to it as the Akashic record. In terms of the soul world, Tao science refers to it as the positive and negative information that is lying on your field. Some of you know of what's called an aura, which is in some cases a reflection of the information on your field, certainly not an entire representation of that. But so this information that's always on our field, on our soul, literally acts like a projector, and it projects into this physical experience you and I are having what's on our field. So if what is on our field is a lot of good things where we helped people and did good things in this life and other lifetimes, if you believe in that, then that's what's projecting in our life. And if what's on our field is negative aspects, then that's also what's projecting into our life. And so Tao healing is a recognition of this truth. And the 7 chakras and the spaces in the 7 chakras are impacted. This is where the rubber hits the road, so pay attention. The chakras and the space in our body is impacted because it is the carrier of all the positive and negative information. So if you're trying to have a bright, shiny, happy chakra, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th chakra, how can it possibly be bright, shiny, and happy when it is being covered by the clouds of information that might not be positive information? So if you imagine like 7 suns in your body, right? 7 energy centers, 7 suns. And then imagine a bunch of dark clouds around it. It's kind of hard for the sun to shine, isn't it? Right? And so one of the reverse aspects to that is when you clear the spaces, when you clear the chakras, then the sun is that much brighter and the clouds can more easily dissipate. The clouds being the negative thoughts, negative words, negative actions. So these kinds of blockages, they stay with us. They stay with us until they are dissolved. And this is kind of good to know and also kind of sucks. Because if you start to realize that that problem of yours is just not going to go away all by itself, you actually have to be proactive in the successful transformation of it. That's a good thing, but then it becomes to, well, how do I do that? And you know, I don't remember anything that I might have done before. Or you might say, well, I'm a really good person. I've given my whole life. I've done nothing to hurt anybody, and yet I'm still suffering. I got this pain and this money issue and that relationship issue and . And so sometimes we get stuck in the woe is me verbiage, when what it really boils down to is, whether you remember it or not, it's impacting your life. And so sticking our head in the ground like an ostrich is not going to make it go away. So what might be a better choice is to look at it and go, okay, this is in my life. This has created blockages. I see somebody asking about relationship. I see somebody talking about water retention. Why is that there? What we have to look at is, I don't need to remember what were the positive or negative things that happened before my awakening, before my consciousness. I, in a different life, if you believe in that, or if you only believe in this life, my ancestors have done things that have created the current set of conditions, and now it's in my field. And uh, I don't need to know what they did. I just need to look at what's in my field. This is where a lot of the students of the Tao wisdom get lost. They don't understand how to easily discern what to fix. And really what it boils down to is, where is your pain? Where is your suffering? Where is your blockage? It's right in front of you. Whatever it is, that's what you need to transform, and that's what you need to work with at the level of soul. Tao wisdom, Tao healing would say, there are three main tools to transform those blockages. Uh, Forgiveness practice. Forgiveness practice is the opposite side of the coin of love. So love melts all the blockages. Forgiveness practice helps to transform those blockages permanently. Um, then you have the tools to help transform it, which is basically higher frequency and vibration. Uh, that's Tao science verbiage, higher frequency and vibration. If I were to put it in spirituality terms, it's virtue. You need good karma. You need virtue to offset the spiritual debts. So whether you apply high frequency and vibration to offset the low frequency and vibration, which is Tao science language, or whether you apply virtue to pay off a spiritual debt, they both accomplish the same thing. It's just different pretty words to point out the same information. So when we look at the chakras, we want to think of them as our storehouse of energy. Really, really key to understand that you are a soul first and forevermore. When you die, you become part of this earth again. Won't take long, 6 months to 1 year, and the worms will have you being a part of the earth, no problem at all. Or maybe, you go to an incinerator and you're part of the ashes instantly. But you're gone instantly. 100 years max, you're done, toast. But your soul lives forever. And so when you come into this manifest form, your chakras basically are the the conduit through which heaven and Mother Earth animate you. Okay? You are a soul that is animated by Creator. Heaven and Mother Earth are the mother and father, so to speak. You're the product of Mother and Father's conception, and you're animated, life animated, through your chakras. The channel goes right down through your body. So heaven's always blessing you, earth's always blessing you from underneath your feet. Things are coming from 360 degrees on all the sides. You might have angels and holy beings that are part of your heaven's team. They're blessing you all the time. Literally, you're getting blessed 1,000,000% of the time. But sometimes it doesn't feel that way because we're so stuck in our suffering. Well, the chakras can be the conduit through which heaven tries to bless us to clear the clouds that are in our field. They're in our healing field. We cannot heal with the clouds in our field. So anytime you can get blessings for the first or second chakra, do it. Anytime you can get blessings for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, do it. Your first stop should be the heart chakra. The heart chakra is probably the least understood and most important chakra of all of them. There's so many people that just have a lack of comprehension of the value of it. They just think they just put a pink crystal over their heart and they're good to go. And they fail to understand that the heart chakra is like a living, breathing experience. If you have an unpleasant relationship experience, heart chakra closes a bit. You have a joyful experience, heart chakra opens a bit. Somebody dies, heart chakra closes a little bit. You watch something negative on TV, heart chakra closes a little bit. Joyful baby smiles and giggles, heart chakra opens a little bit. So this is like constantly breathing, and we fail to understand that this guy here, you need it to be open like all the time, and you need to be doing consistent practices to keep it open. Because when it closes, even temporarily, then your light, your connection to source starts diminishing almost instantly. How are you going to receive clear guidance, clear information if this is closed? How are you going to hear your soul's message? Remember, the light beings are around you all the time. You're receiving a light, love, and blessings 100% of the time. But if you can't receive it because you're allowing physical world stuff to, push in on you, you're not helping yourself. You're certainly not helping your soul journey. So first and foremost, get a light ball, a golden light ball, golden liquid spring for your heart chakra. This is something that any of the master teachers can deliver. There's 170 of us that have the authority Um, so find one of them. Find me if you're comfortable with me. I don't care who you use, but get a light bulb for your heart chakra, okay? Because it's a permanent transmission, and it's always like that 100-watt light bulb. You just come in, turn it on, it's like, and it's blasting the stuff. And you practice with this light bulb, and it keeps your heart chakra open, which means you'll get clearer messages, make better choices, have less suffering in your life. This is very, very easy to understand why this can be very important. Another very important one is your first soul house. It's called the gear at the bottom of the sea. And it's the most important chakra when it comes to the empowerment to the other chakras, because it is the largest gear. When that gear is moving, when that gear is powerful, then all the other gears are the other chakras. Think of it like one big gear moving the smaller ones up the rotation. But if that bottom one is blocked, you got problems, Houston. So what's examples of blocked? Addictions, okay? Drug addictions, alcohol addictions, sexual addictions, any kind of addictions. Relationship issues create great blockages down here. Financial issues, blockages down here, okay? And so those are just some of the sources of the blockages because we're dealing with life. Life screws with us. So we need to be empowered to to be able to address life as it comes at us, because it will not stop coming at us necessarily until we can become part of that play and manipulate that play in our favor. The reason life comes at us is not because we're good or bad people, but because that information is in our field. So if you keep getting whacked over the head, you got crud in your field. Take responsibility. It's very simple math. It's not hard to figure out. If you keep getting whacked over the head, then clear your field. Well, how do I do that? Love, forgiveness, and keep the highest frequencies around you. When and if possible, get very high level transmission healing from a master teacher or even any of the Tao hands healers. They can offer pretty extraordinary healing. There's a lot of Tao hands healers that can do miracle healing. Find them. Okay? Go out and find Tao healing. This is for all the people that don't know what Tao healing is. You know, your Tao healing can transform that energetic field that is creating the crud in your life. So find those Tao healers that can assist you. They have the power and authorities to help basically create shift in the amount of positive and negative information in your field. They have the ability to transmit virtue to clear your spiritual debts. So it's truly remarkable what has been made available. So Michelle, I see you ask about information about what we're talking about here today. So you should all be able to see at the top of where I signed in the information for links that I'll be talking about today, but I'll put it in the chat here. I don't know if what's in the chat was actually clickable. The ones up at the top is clickable, so you can find that about me. So Heaven asked me to talk about the open spiritual channels a little bit, and the chakras a little bit. So first chakra, if you can make it strong, here's how it will impact you. You get a light bulb down there, or you start doing practices for the first chakra. There's lots of special mantras that the Tao Healing Organization that I work with knows about. The website that we have is DaoCenterPortland.com. I put in the links also about the open spiritual channels. You can learn more about that, how to do these special practices. But when you start empowering the first soul house, what can you expect? Well, first of all, you can expect to be a lot more grounded. If you're one of those people that's, I'm always here and I'm always here and I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, and I'm stressed about this, and I'm stressed about that, and nothing seems to be working, and I can't sleep at night. Well, you're that upside down pyramid that is getting whacked by every wave of emotion, and you have no base. That means you have no strong first soul house. You need a strong first soul house. Same thing with the second chakra. You need a strong second foundation. You start building your lower foundation, all of this whack, 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 whack stuff starts going away. You're no longer the little ship on the big ocean. You become the cruise liner on the ocean, but you've got to build your base. And so a lot of people in humanity have blockages in the upper chakras. They're too vocal. Okay, like you look at the social media today. How many people have an opinion? How many people are happy to share that opinion because they think that it's not going to come back and bite them in the tail? You know, they say something quite negative, and they happily throw it out there. It's why do they do that, right? Why do they do that? Do they think that's going to help their vibrational field? It will definitely create problems for them, and that comes from here, right? This is their throat. This is their speaking, whether it's writing it or not. They're giving their negative opinion, and that will bring blockages here. And then you have the mind blockages, negativity, negative thoughts, negative verbiage, negative activities, negative perspectives. Um, and so all of the worry, all of these things create this upside down energy where you're kind of like this. And a lot of humanity is like that. And the if you believe in dark side, light side, if you believe in that kind of a understanding of good and bad and whatnot, then I joke when I say, but I'm serious, but I joke. Um, the dark side's having a good time these days. They're really enjoying pushing agendas that keep people in fear and keep people out of balance and keep people in a place of scarcity and keep people in basically in a position where um, they can easily control. So if you want to take control of your life back, that means you have to disconnect from all things that create fear and worry and da 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 da, and start putting your attention in your foundation and start boosting your first, second, third soul house, your kundalini, your lower dantian. When you start empowering these foundations, in essence, what you're doing is you are disconnecting from the sway, you're disconnecting from what's been controlling you this whole time. And you're re-stepping into your power. So much more that we can go into with this, but I've talked about it enough. If you want to learn more, I recommend that you click on the link there for opening the spiritual channels. I put it in the chat. It's at the top of my feed. And I've got a course coming up December 1. It starts on a Tuesday. It's very, very cheap. It's like less than $100, and you get 4 weeks of very high-powered wisdom. And then if you join the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field, which is basically 51 meditations and practices in 1 month, where you have a morning, a midday, and an evening opportunity to just engulf yourself in healing frequencies and vibration. You know, you should do that one. It's only like $100 more. Instead of 100 is 200, and you get 51 more practices. It's a no-brainer if you can handle it financially. But those links are available to you there, and you can click through and find them. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer a few questions here that came up, and I'm going to offer what's called a soul reading. For those that are new or watching this for the first time in the groups that this might get shared with, a soul reading is a message. It's basically a message from the soul world. You have a soul, it can give you information. You have heaven's team, guides, angels, saints, they can provide information. And the ability to hear that clearly just takes practice. It's something that we start to train in the intermediate course, which I'm touching a little bit on today, the chakras. And in that course, I go more into opening your soul communication channel. There's an advanced course which goes directly into the advanced channels, but step by step. So I'm going to do what's called a flow or a soul reading now. And if you like this, if you're watching this, you're welcome to get a hold of me. I offer soul readings, a half hour and 1 hour soul readings. And they're well worth it because you just get to the root of the problem, and then you get focused on what to do. And in those readings, we offer blessings as well. So Judy asked something. I have long-standing fluid retention, and cause does not seem to be kidneys. Have other issues related to liver, and wonder if root is here. Would really appreciate a reading. I'll read this, which would give me some focus for healing practices. Okay. So I have no idea what the answer is to this, but heaven does, and so we'll see if I'm able to tune into that answer and offer any guidance. How? This is Judy's soul. for my beloved Judy. I am very grateful that you continue to search out the root cause of the blockage with this particular problem. One of the root causes is there is a cell-to-cell miscommunication. This miscommunication is as a result of toxicity that has created a environment in the gut that has created the consistent release of a toxin that causes the cell-to-cell communication to not facilitate correct actions and reactions. So it's almost like what they're showing me, Judy, is like a key, that this key causes, when it goes into this cell, causes this chain reaction, and then it's able to go over to this cell and say hello, and let's all shake our hands properly. And there is like a wedge, like a block, like a wedge that's in between, and it's not able to cause a correct communication process for the body to dispose of the water. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the cycle of the body, and the cycle of the body is dependent upon something that's happening in the digestion process. So let me go on. So it would be of value for you to look at the multifaceted aspect of purging all things intestinally related. Look at heavy metal detoxification, look at parasite detoxification, look at fungal detoxification, look at building your probiotic platforms. And as you stabilize these, there is a possibility that the culprits that are creating the lack of appropriate nutrient formulation and distribution of the necessary minerals and whatever is needed for the cell-to-cell communication could come back into stability, and this could solve your problem. This is your soul. How? Hopefully that works for you. I learned something there too. Maybe that is the solution. Let me know how that works for you. Santa Maria, I had a terrible breakup recently, excruciating pain in my heart. Would really appreciate your help. Okay. You're the soul of Santa Maria, the soul of her heavens team, guides, angels, saints. Could you please offer guidance for our beloved Santa Maria regarding this relationship breakup and regarding the suffering she is experiencing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. How? This is the divine. I am deeply grateful to be able to give you my unconditional love to help to heal your wounds. I am reaching into your heart as we speak, releasing the great pain you feel. You and many in humanity have great pain in their heart because they know that there is imbalance and unjustness. It is, without a doubt, one of the most difficult aspects of being a human in this realm. Your love should not be given and then broken. But this is the nature when there is a lack of connectivity to me, the source. When there is alignment and remembrance, when there is only one love, then it is impossible to be hurt. The answer for you, my beloved Santa Maria, is to fall in love with me, your beloved divine. I do not need your love. You need my love. And when you fall in love with me again, I can much more easily give you what you need to fill the void, the pain you are experiencing. For it is only the pain that shows from separation when you gave your power to another to fill the love void. The ache is the result when that void is wider. The lesson here, my beloved one, is to always be in love with the one you were birthed from, and always be fulfilled from this same wellspring. For the wellspring always feeds you and asks nothing in return. The wellspring always nourishes you and asks nothing in return. And if you offer hatred and anger, the wellspring receives it and still nourishes you, for it takes nothing to its heart. This is the key and the solution for both your recovery and your future wellness and relationship. Ponder this most important wisdom. Your healing could be much faster than you think. This is your divine. Ha ha ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, divine. Very nice message. Divine has such a pure heart, always wants to bring healing to us. So hopefully you can apply some of that wisdom. Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments. Give me a minute. Michelle says, I really need that chakra healing. Which one are you talking about, Michelle? First or fourth? Those are the two I focused on. Maybe the fifth. Jennifer, I know I've been super negative, blocks in her throat chakra, very negative, talk to herself, negative attitude, etc. Yeah. Consciousness is very important. Great. I'm very happy I have classes too. Make sure you sign up for them. You know, it starts December 1. That's only a week from now. But if possible, try to book the one's a little more expensive because you get the 51 practices that come with it. That's when you practice for the chakras, or you practice for the Kundalini. You practice to clear the message center blockage. You do 1 month of practice, it's almost impossible to not feel better. You know, it's so the wisdom is very valuable. The practices, even more valuable. So try to get the one that's a little bit more, because you get all those practices with it. When you go to the links, you'll see what I mean. Vanessa, she would love one as well. I have no idea what you're referring to when you say you would love one as well, Vanessa. Sunlight. And you please read what is blocking her service business. Okay. Ricky, you're going to have to be a lot more specific. Everyone, if you want any kind of reading, please be specific. So, sunlight. To the soul of sunlight, I love you, honor you, appreciate you. The soul of sunlight's heavens, teams, guides, angels, saints, could you please provide guidance? What is blocking sunlight's service? Thank you, thank you, thank you. How? This is Yan Wan Ye, leader of the Akashic Records. The main root of what is blocking your service, dear sunlight, is that you have made vows of service before and have not fulfilled those vows. This is the main root. It is important for you to do forgiveness around making vows and not fulfilling them. This is part of your testing. This is part of your tenacity testing. Are you willing to continue to reach out and to try to serve, no matter what? Are you willing to pass the blocks so that you can maintain the faith? This is my guidance. This is Yin Wan Ye. How? Okay. What time is it? Got a little more time here. Welcome, Lena. Thank you guys for sharing, clicking the share button. Jennifer says, I would like a reading for why my heart and throat chakra are blocked, how I can fix. Somehow it's hard to feel as I've been negative, which isn't me. I feel lost, energy is so low. I go to bed at 5:30 p.m. Thank you. So, dear Jennifer Soul, Jennifer's Heaven's Teams, Guides, Angels, and Saints, please provide any guidance for Jennifer to hear at this time. Thank you. How? This is the divine, my beloved Jennifer. You are quite quixotic in how you bring yourself to humanity. You have a great desire to serve. You have the love for animals. You have the love for all those that suffer. And at the same time, you have disdain for those who don't agree, for those that bring anything other than love and acceptance into your field. You do not have the necessary flexibility when it comes to having the open heart for the right reasons. You receive a temporary gas from complaining. You receive a temporary benefit. It's almost like a puff of a cigarette that temporarily helps the addict get past their cigarette addiction for the moment. This comes from roots in low self-esteem. In fact, this could easily be the main root for why you're not in the healthiest condition in all aspects of your life. You are a strong-willed person that of your own will shove through things and make it work. You're the kind of person that will make a square go through a circle. But this does not always work when it comes to the spiritual journey. For you, I would recommend doing the deep inner work on the early parts of your life where you had not been in love, not been treated respectfully, where there was significant reasons for you at those young ages to create the sturdy, strong-willed person you are. These are where the roots are, for you have covered up your love of self so deeply that you are unable to rise above many of your blockages. If you can discover these roots, work with the wisdoms you know how to with these roots, rebuild your love of self on a very deep and pure level, you will discover that the blockages of your heart, your throat, finances, and health will improve dramatically. This is the divine. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm going to do one more reading. I'll do Rosetta. Welcome, Ian. Great to see you here, my friend. So, Rosetta, I would like soul guidance of the cause of my neck issues that is ongoing, affecting tongue pain when she talks. So, dear soul of Rosetta, please come. Rosetta's Heaven's Teams, Guides, Angels, and Saints, please come. Please offer this guidance as appropriate. How? This is Yan Wan Ye. For our beloved Rosetta, there is a lifetime when you were a giraffe. And in this lifetime, you were a happy animal that was always in fear. You were in fear for your life and the life of your offspring. Eventually this fear came to fruition, and when the lion took your life, it took it through your neck. This negative memory is part of the root cause of the blockage in your neck. The aspect associated with your tongue has to do with those nerve endings that were impacted by this experience. It may be of value for you to work with this information, for there are other root causes that have to do with communicating with abuse, the power that you have held in a regal court kind of structure, in which, in that life, there was a great joy in the giving forth of the information, laws, demands, and so forth, that would always cause many souls to groan and suffer. There were quite a few that offered what might be termed today curses because of your enjoyment in that life of delivering the bad news. You are not, of course, that same person. You are, of course, very kind, and this is not the most pleasant news to deliver. But we know that you have been dealing this for a long time. So we offer you this additional information so that you can uproot those roots and work with the forgiveness. This is Yamonye. How? So let's see. Just read these last comments. Okay, I apologize for not not answering anybody else's. Yeah, I've got limited time, but each time I come Tuesday, Thursday, I will continue to offer readings little by little, and hopefully be able to get to yours. I'm reading one of the comments here. Give me a minute. Good. So when I started talking about guidance. Asked me to talk about the chakras, and it's important to understand that our energy, our whole energy throughout our body, is directly associated with, the ability for Heaven and Mother Earth to literally empower us from the inside out. And so our external experiences, our external energy, our external thoughts, word, actions, our external relationships, all of that is actually second and thirdary. It has an engine, it has an origination point. That origination point is our soul. And our soul is literally quite knowledgeable, but it is carrying all the lifetimes, or if you believe in just this lifetime, your lifetime, and the information from your ancestors. And this information, so it's in your field, and it reflects like a shadow. It reflects onto your life experiences. So Master Sha's wisdom is heal the soul first and the mind and body follows. The wisdom that was provided in these 3 readings, you can transform your life by understanding the root causes, by doing the forgiveness practices associated with whatever that root cause is. If you don't know, then get a private reading. The links have been put in the chat, and it's at the top of the page when I created this live stream, and then that's where you place your focus. And well, how long do I do forgiveness? How much do I do forgiveness? You do it until the problem is dissolved. It's pretty simple. You don't just do it once or twice and think it's going to be fixed, because the degree of suffering you've had, especially if it's long-standing, then guess what? That kind of suffering is brought upon others, long-standing, and so you want to do yours consistently and long-standing. There is so much wisdom that Master Sha brings with Tao Healing and Tao Healing Wisdom. You can learn more by going to TaoCenterPortland.com. And for those that are interested in the Open Spiritual Channels program, the link is on the site also. So again, it starts December 1. It's a Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And everything is recorded. So if you happen to want to go there, but the time doesn't work for you, you can always access the recordings. And the practices are in there, and all that becomes a part of it. So as we wrap up, I encourage you to share this video with others that you might not have shared it with yet. Think of people that that are suffering. One of the things, for most of you, I see their names are veterans. One of the things that's happened with this organization is that we are going mainstream. We are going very big, very quick. And we are already on Alexa. We're going to be on Google Talk, where you can just say the word Master Sha and his information will come up. The Tao centers, the 10 of them worldwide in 4 continents and 7 countries, we're going to start getting a lot busier. And so the way this material is being presented is very mainstream. It's how to transform the blockages in your life, how to turn the negative into positive, and that information will be consistently put out there in a consistent way. And so if you have family, friends, people you care about, and maybe you've wondered how to bring this wisdom to them, then just send them to our website, Tao Center Portland. It's written in the Tao science language. It's written in the transform negative to positive language. Both Rulin and I are offering a free 15-minute consult to new people through that website. And so this is a way in which people you care about that don't know much about this can get their toes wet and learn more, because we can transform blockages in just about anybody's life. They just got to discover us first. So please share, and I will offer my deepest gratitude to you. Today is Tuesday. I'll be back here in 2 days, Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So look at what time it is now. It's probably it's 5 p.m. here. So whatever time it is for you, go 1 hour earlier, and that's when I'll be here on Thursday. So love you, love you, love you. We thank all the beloved beings of love and light who came to offer their unconditional love and service today. And I will see you then on Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody. Aloha.